Yo, still Bills, what's the deal, man? Yo, I'm heading back to the crib, man. But peep game, I gotta talk about something, man. That's Kabayel, man. Man, listen, bro, listen. I don't know if I said it before on here, but I'm gonna say it now. He is the only heavyweight that I can see potentially upsetting Usyk. He's the only one. He's the only heavyweight that I can see upsetting Usyk because, he's comfortable with his fighting identity. He's durable enough to, fight like that because he understands I have to fight like this. Because, just think about how wild it is, to say that a dude that's 6'2", 6'3" is a small man. When we know that ain't the case, but he's a smaller size heavyweight. The dude that he fought on Saturday was, 6'7", listed at 6'7". So he has no other choice. And I don't personally think he's 6'3". I don't think Kabayel was 6'3". He may be 6'2", 6'1", 6'2" and a half. I don't think he's 6'3". I could be wrong. I've never seen him and Usyk stand next to each other. I do believe he's a 6-footer, but I don't think he's 6'3". I could be wrong though. Maybe he is 6'3". But nonetheless, when you look at the average height of these dudes today, you're looking at 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", allegedly. Because I don't believe Fury is 6'9". But nonetheless, for his size, he knows how to be a little man. And that's enough. He's, like I said, he's comfortable in his fighting identity. He's durable and he's defensively responsible enough to where he can roll and catch a lot of the big shots that are coming, that he's coming under fire of, but still find a way to close distance. And evade this, the shot that could potentially put his lights out. Because we saw in the first round on Saturday, he got cut in that first round. He got cut. But this is the beauty of pressure fighting. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna get hit when you are in a division where you're smaller than than everybody up there. You're gonna get hit. The minute Bam moves up to the minute Bam moves up 118. He's going to start coming under heavy fire, and it's not just going to be his feet. His gracefulness on his feet is not going to be enough to just get him out of the line of fire. Why? Because at some point, nature is going to take its course. And I'm bigger than you. I'm bigger than you. I'm taller than you. I'm longer and rangier than you, man. So the shot that you may have been able to get away, bypass with relative ease in smaller divisions, you're going to have a harder time bypassing them same shots. Because I can hit you from farther out than, the dudes in them smaller divisions that you're accustomed to fighting at. I can close distance faster because I got, my legs and my limbs are longer. And I'm fast. I'm a natural in this division. So, just me moving forward and taking this, a big step forward isn't as taxing on my gas tank as it is with you. Because I'm natural to this division. That's just how it goes, man. So when you look at you look at a fighter like Kabayel, he has all of these these scenarios and shit working in against him. So you have to develop, and it's not always just slipping shots. It's just knowing when to put your shoulder up, knowing when to extend your arm to deflect the shot while keeping your backhand at home, or doing vice versa with your backhand and keeping your lead hand up. Knowing when to slip a shot, knowing when to roll a hook, knowing when to, step back off of an uppercut. Just instincts and tactics like that. He's cultivated over the years. And that's what makes him so formidable. I'm not saying that he beats Usyk because Usyk is just a motherfucker, man. Usyk just, he's just graceful. He's very graceful on his feet. He's just a great fighter. He's great at fighting in the pocket, bro. He's great at fighting on his, punching on the go. He's really great at that. Usyk is a bad man. So I'm not saying that he beats him, but the thing is, a lot of people get, they get caught up with trying to box with Usyk. AJ in the rematch was trying to box with Usyk. You can't do that. You cannot do that. He was getting up under shots, slipping you to the side of shots, moving his upper body. Like, you can't do that. For one, you too big to be doing that shit. That's going to wear on your gas tank on top of the muscles that you already have. And you ain't got the fastest feet to keep up with him, man. So you have to use your advantages, your natural gifts to your advantage. You couldn't do that. Fury, he tried to box Usyk in the rematch. You can't do that. Why? Because you're not a better boxer than Usyk. You're not better coordinated than Usyk. You don't have the IQ of a Usyk. You don't have the distance of a Usyk. You have the distance, but I mean the distance control of a Usyk. You don't have the counter punching abilities of a Usyk. You don't have the better feet of a Usyk. There's nothing you do better than Usyk. You switch hit. That's about it. That's it. Daniel Dubois and Derek Chisora honestly had the best approach to how you fight somebody like a Usyk. You have to make your presence felt. The difference was they just not as nuanced and complex of a pressure fighter, man. Daniel Dubois, up until the Joe Joyce loss and the Kevin Lorena fight, he was just a dude who was content with counterpunching. He wasn't stepping in behind them jabs with a certain level of conviction like he didn't start doing that too. He started until like what, Jarrell Miller and Philip Hergovich. He wanted to be the counterpuncher, and there was nothing wrong with that because I thought he was dope. And I still think he's dope. And he could be a two-time champion. But when you look at a fighter like Kabayel was just Kabayel, because he's had a lot more time to polish that style that he has he's had a lot of time to polish that approach. He's had his whole entire career to polish that approach to be as effective as he could possibly be with it. So his instincts are a lot higher than that of a regular pressure fighter. His guard is tighter, is better. It's more effective. His defensive capabilities are a little bit more effective because that is the style that he's been accustomed to fighting since he's forever. At 6'2", 6'3", and you dealing with 6'6" and 6'7" dudes, you have no other choice but to be a nuanced pressure fighter. I'm not saying that he's Tyson, he's graceful on his feet. I'm saying he closes distance well. I'm saying he's durable enough to absorb the punishment that he's coming up under. He's durable enough. That's a durable motherfucker right there. That shit matters. That matters. So the ability to hold a shot, he's resilient. He gets up, man. When he fought Zhilei Zhang, I didn't want him to fight Zhilei Zhang like that. I didn't want him to start fighting like that until round 7 and 8, where it's like, all right, man, the pace is starting to get to Zhilei Zhang. It's starting to get to him. So now you can step into the kill box and go to work. He did that. He started standing his ground around rounds 2 and 3. Now, granted, he was forcing Zhilei Zhang to give up ground. But what happened in the 5th round? He put a massive left hand on that dude and sent him to the canvas. But what happened after he got up? He went right back into the red end and just started doing what it is that he do. Zhang had to get a fucking breathing machine hooked up to him after the fight was over. If there's a heavyweight that I have to pick to potentially upset Usyk, it's Kabayel. Because he's not going to fence and fiddle with you. It's going to be continuous pressure. It's going to be continuous pressure. And, it's big. And, this dude. And just look at the style of fighters that he's dealt with. Look at the style of fighters that he's dealt with in Frankie Sanchez. So Frankie Sanchez is nothing like an Alexander Usyk. Nothing like it. Absolutely nothing like it. So this isn't a comparison as far as talent and ability. It's just a comparison from style classes, just a matchup wise. Frankie Sanchez is an outboxer. Frankie Sanchez is a dude where he controls the distance. He likes to work behind his jab, work behind his straight shots, engage when he wants to engage, and force you to engage against your will out of frustration and not being able to pin this dude down, pin him to the rope, and get your shot, get your work off, which is working in his favor because he's walking you into traps. That is Frankie Sanchez's game. Kabayel went in there and stopped that nigga. He was the only man to go in there and stop that nigga. With body work. Relentless body attack. Relentless body attack. And that what was working in favor against this, this 6'7" ass nigga. 6'7", goddamn. These fucking kids. But he cut that dude in the third round. And just the pace of the fight. This is what I mean when it comes to the pressure of the prominence of a pressure fighter, man. The pace that they set, it wears on you. It wears on you because if they can't get frustrated and it forces them for that slight 15 seconds for them to think their entry and how they're going to advance on you, if you can't get them to do that, then you're under that much more pressure because you're punching on the go. That wears on you. That wears on you. And if you don't have the ability and the instincts to fight in the pocket like that, you vulnerable to getting touched up and beat up and dropped in some more shit because you doing everything that's against your best interest. It takes an elite athlete to be able to fight and punch on the go like that. And not worry about, holding court in the middle of the ring and holding the center of the ring, bro. It takes stepping back on your own accord, not somebody forcing you back. That is the benefit of being a pressure fighter. And that is what Kabayel does best. That dude's pressure is relentless. And we saw that with this 6'7" ass nigga. By round 2, he had yeah, I know my range. Yeah, I'm not worried about. Yeah, I got hit in the face. And that's another thing I want to say. Pressure fighters are gonna get hit. Pressure fighters are gonna get hit. And you step into, because I bet you right there. Cool. All I gotta do is just throw the shot. Maybe that bitch will land. If it don't land on where I want it to land, it's gonna land on your arm. It's gonna land on the glove, land on the elbow. And contrary to popular belief, you feel them shots. You feel those shots. You in there with a puncher, you feel them shots. I don't give a fuck you got headgear on or not. You feel them. And when you talking about fighting somebody for 12 3-minute rounds, that that punishment accumulates. You start wearing it a little bit more. You start like, fuck, man, like, goddamn, this shit is starting to set in. But when you're a pressure fighter, you get a multitude of countering opportunities, scoring opportunities. You just got to make sure that you can do it. But a lot of these dudes don't have the instincts to do it. That is the difference between a Kabayel. They're not a Kabayel, but that is the difference between a lot of, a lot of these pressure fighters. He has the instincts to do it, and it's the skill set. It's the counter punching. It's the power punching. It's the punch placement. It's a bad motherfucker. And he's comfortable in that style. Not trying to be no slickster. I have to get in order to hit you with something. I can't jab with you. I'm vertically gifted, but I'm not as vertically gifted as you. Y'all gotta stop throwing shade at the pressure fighters, bro. Y'all have to. Because he is the only one that I can see upsetting Usyk. He is the only one. I think Atama is too green. I want to see Atama, let's get some more fights up under his belt. Just a little bit more. That's about it. That's about it. That's literally about it, man. He's championship ready. If we being real, he's championship ready. I personally would like to see him go at someone like a Fabio Wardley. Make some shit like that happen. Go in there and fight Fabio because Fabio, he's a champion now. All right, cool. Fabio got some good. Joseph Parker and Justice Huni, those were good wins for him. I don't think I think they bullshitted Parker, and I understand why they did with Justice Huni, but he went through hell and high water to earn that victory. He didn't win a round in that fight up until he scored that knockdown. I would like to see Kabayel going because I think he's the more disposable champion. But Fabio Wardley is dope. I would like to see him go in there and fight somebody like go in there and fight him. I don't think he's gonna get the Usyk fight. I just don't. I wouldn't even look. We ain't even gonna worry about Usyk right now. Bring me Fabio. Just start mentioning Fabio's name. I get it. He wants the Usyk fight. I get it, but the likelihood of you getting that fight is slim to none. So just go on ahead and start on, banging on Fabio, my dude. Go ahead and bang on Fabio. Get Fabio to come out and play. And go ahead and get that title that way, and maybe you can coerce Usyk into unifying with you to go, to go 3 times undisputed heavyweight world champion. But other than that, he's the only dude that I can see beating Usyk, or having the potential to beat Usyk. I'm not saying that he does beat Usyk, but that performance on Saturday night, or Saturday afternoon, I was like, yo, this dude is a motherfucker, man. This dude is a motherfucker. Stop playing. I loved it, Peace to the pressure fighters, man. Shout out to IG Kabayel. I'll be looking forward to seeing you again sometime this year, man. And I'll tap back in with y'all later. Y'all stay righteous until then. Deuces.